Hi, I'm Dawn Masler, and this is The Science of Love. For the last year, I've been doing these little snippets of videos on the science of love. And I recently did a workshop. And in the workshop, the woman said, I really love your videos. They're fun and informative, but I really think you should do a series because I really want to understand what love is and how it works. It turns out this woman was having a difficult time. She had actually been working with a coach for a while, but the information she got was not working. I asked her a little bit more questions about it, and she gave me the example of the last relationship she was in. She said, I met this guy online. We met at a coffee shop. We hit it off. It was wonderful. So we decided to go out on a date. The first date was great. We had a great time. So we decided to do a second date. The second date was also great. They spent the afternoon together. They did a couple of activities. They left early. They had dinner together. They kissed at the doorstep. It was wonderful, and she loved it. The dating coach said, dating is give and take. We're modern women, it's give and take now, so why don't you do your give part? So she said, okay, I got it. I'm going to make this great dinner. So she surprised him, went over to his house, had a great dinner. It was their third date. She had the third date rule. Somebody along the road said that's when it's safe to have sex. So she makes this dinner. They have a wonderful dinner. It gets very romantic. They fall into bed together. They have this wonderful sexual relationship. She's happy. Here's the problem. Over the next couple weeks, he starts cooling off. She texts him, hey, how's it going? He says, oh, I'd love to see you, but I'm really busy. The following week, he texts, why don't you come over? It was late on Saturday night. She came over. They slept together, but Sunday he seemed a little weird. The week after that, she didn't have anything. The following week, it was this on and off again relationship. It began to be very painful for her. She couldn't understand what was going on. That's why she came to my workshop. In the course of the workshop, she realized that she was doing it wrong. When he was not willing to put up any work, any chase, that meant he wasn't interested enough in the relationship. And then her going the extra mile may actually have been sabotaging the relationship. As I explained in the workshop, we talked about dopamine levels needing to build up, and I've talked about this in the snippets where I described the Coolidge effect. However, she said, these are great, but you're not putting it all together. I don't understand how they combine to make a relationship, how to get to love. So I said, okay, let's do a series of videos explaining how you get to love, how love works. And that's what this is. So over the course of the next couple weeks, I'm going to be putting out a video every week, and it's going to be a combined series explaining love. How love works, what it means, answering those questions. We're going to be taking individual questions. We're going to explain where the mistakes happen, but more importantly, how do you build into a loving relationship? I'll be explaining the 4 phases of love. This is really important because once you understand the phases, you understand how love changes and how what works in the beginning of a relationship doesn't work at the end, and vice versa. See, the problem is some people will break up in a relationship. Maybe they're going through a divorce. What worked in the marriage, that was loving in the marriage, doesn't work in the beginning of the relationship. In fact, it can sometimes seem overwhelming to the other person. So when we understand where we're at in the phases of love, it makes it much easier. We are governed by innate biological drives. Once we understand those biological drives, we know what to do. It used to be instinctive, but now society has come in and we have all these different things and people get confused. We get away from our instincts, but they're still there. So when you try to do things that go against your instincts, it comes off feeling weird. That's why a relationship can cool off. We can actually sabotage a relationship in the beginning when we don't understand those underlying biological drives. I'll show you how to get a man's attention without ever saying a word. I'll explain how to attract rather than to attack. I'll explain where if a man pulls back, it's actually a good sign and you don't need to worry, but what you do next could actually make or break the relationship. I'll explain why love is so risky. I'll explain how when you fall in love, I call this temporary insanity. There's a lot to it, and that's why you have to do it over a series of several videos. By the way, it doesn't cost a thing. This is all free. You don't have to sign up for anything, although I would encourage you to sign up so that you get each video each week. I hope you join me in this series as we explore the science of love.